Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the Alias from Neomag. Since this is a new product from the Neomag, let's go over what this actually is before we get into the first 30-second breakdown. So this is a new belt clip system for your holsters, opposed to the plastic ones that you have to use normally that go over your belt. This one actually clips into this system here, which I'll show you with the belt, and this slides onto your belt and is much less visible. And where the benefit lies is when you're wearing something like a suit and a tie, or you're tucking your clothes in, you don't see the belt clips, and it's very easy to conceal with this system. So it's a really cool way to conceal, along with the fact that everything is much more rigid and strong compared to the plastic clips because of what this is made out of and just the way it is made. So now let's get into the first 30-second breakdown, which is going to be a little bit longer than 30 seconds before we get into the full review. That way you guys can just stop watching because now you know exactly what I think, or you guys can continue watching and find out why I say those things, and it does help out with the YouTube algorithm. So I appreciate that if you do. So with this system, I was able to get this pre-release from the Neomag, which is really cool. I like when companies do that because I'm able to actually test something before it comes out to give you guys my thoughts and ideas of what I think about the product before it actually comes out, so you guys can see it when it does and help you make a better decision if you want to purchase this for yourself or not. So I was using this for about a month and a half now. I've been using it on my daily carry that I use the most, which is this gun, and the benefits have been basically what I talked about there in the beginning. Is the fact that it's more rigid, it's more secure, and the fact that you can wear this at like church clothes or if you're going to a wedding, which is a huge benefit because I've always kind of struggled with what I should carry and how to carry. Sometimes you're just like, I don't care, I'm just going to show my clips or have my gun kind of out and somehow cover it depending on what I'm wearing. With this, I can wear a just tucked in shirt and have this concealed just fine and not have to worry about it sticking out or being unconcealed. Some other nice added benefits are the fact that it comes with wall mounts like this that you can just place on walls or on your vehicle or under desks, and you can go from your belt directly to your vehicle or directly to your desk when you sit down. So it's really easy to go from holster from your belt to somewhere else without having to unholster the gun or make it unsafe. You can just have everything just like this and move it about, which is kind of cool because a lot of people like me myself, depending on the car ride or where we're going, I will take my holster out because it gets uncomfortable sitting in the car for a longer period of time. Or if say you're at the office and you don't want to just sit with your gun the whole time, you can clip it under there and sit a little bit more comfortably. Now the downside to that system is you have to have this to conceal carry this, so it has to connect to your belt. So if you don't have this, you're unable to carry this. So it kind of makes your holster one-sided in a way, is the best way I can kind of put it. So before you had the clips, you can just put this on wherever you want, whatever you're wearing. I can put it on sweats, I can put it on jeans. But with this system, you have to make sure you have this connected to something to be able to conceal carry. So that would be the one downside that I see with this system, but it depends who you are and what you're doing and how you carry. That might not be a downside, and I'll elaborate a little bit more later in the full review. So now let's get into my relationship with the Neomag. They did actually have me come out to the shop and they gave me this product early, which I appreciate that they did that because I was able to get some testing on this before it got released and be able to give you guys my thoughts. So they did give this to me and I did not spend my own money on it, but I am a longtime customer of the Neomag and I've purchased a lot of things from their website. So now let's get into the full review of this system. So let's go right into the pros and cons and go over what I think are the benefits and the cons, and we'll kind of see if this is something that works best for you or maybe you should stick to what you have. So I'm really hoping, and I think what would be the best thing for this system is some holster companies pick this up and they start adding these on their holsters from the website. That way you don't have to buy the holster and then later buy the clips. You can just go to someone's website like Tier 1 Conceal, T-Rex Arms, some of the other larger companies that you work with and buy from. They'll just have these already coming with the holsters that they're selling, which is one of the biggest pros, and the most obvious is just the fact that this is a much stronger system. I mean, obviously compared to plastic that can flex and easily come off and unclipped, this is not going to have that problem. It's not going to come undone. I've seen some tests where they're dragging stuff with this, making sure that it sticks on and it is strong enough. So it is a very strong system from what I've seen in the testing that they did to it. So you know that if you're grabbing your gun and depending on what's going on, your holster is not going to come with it. It's just going to pull your gun out and everything else is going to stay where it needs to. The second benefit is something that I personally didn't really think about and really think was something I was going to use it, as much as I do, but the fact that you can tuck clothes in and still be able to conceal carry a gun, which is really cool. I never personally thought there was a way to do it, so I just never really worried about it. But now that they came out with this, I find myself carrying this a lot more going to church or to a wedding or somewhere where I know I'm going to dress up a little bit nicer, feel a lot more comfortable because I can carry a gun that I'm more confident with, opposed to sometimes I have to carry a smaller gun or something a little bit different that I'm not quite as comfortable with because of what I'm wearing. But with this system, I'm able to wear this and still be able to have the gun that I want. Another pro is if you're someone like me that has a lot of different concealed carry guns and a lot of different holsters, all you have to do is buy one of these and then clip this onto your belt, and then all you have to do is buy these hooks for all your holsters. So say you have 3 different holsters, buy 3 of these, 1 of these, and all those holsters are going to be able to rotate into that one clip. So I'm not going to put the price as a pro or a con because I think it's a pretty good price for what they're offering. They have some bundles as well, so you can save a little bit. I'll put the prices right here so you guys can see it, but you can bundle it. You can get just the clip and the mount. You can get the clip, the mount, and the wall mount. And then you can just the clip or just the mouse. Now, where I think it'll be even better for the pricing is when companies start picking this up and adding it to just their holsters, where you won't have to think about buying this extra, taking everything off, putting this on. If it just comes this way, you don't have to worry about it. That's where I think you're really not going to notice that price as a con at all. It's only really going to be a con if you have to buy all new hardware for all your holsters, and that's where you're really going to notice the price. But once holster companies start picking this up and using these, you're not going to notice that as much. So now let's go over some of the cons that I've noticed with the system over the time that I've been able to have it. So if you're like me and you need to have a spot for everything, so like my keys, I have to make sure I put them in the same spot or I will lose them and I won't remember where they were, or my wife will have to find them for me. With this, I have to make sure I always put it in the same spot, or if you lose this, then you're kind of screwed in your upper creek because now you can't really use your holster anymore because you have to have this bracket system. So if I misplace this and don't put it back where I always put it, or I don't keep it on my belt, or I switch belts, then I would have to find this. And then kind of makes your holster obsolete, because if you don't have this, you can't use this. Maybe the fix for that is just taking it off the belt when I'm done and clipping it onto my holster and putting my holster where it always goes, or just leaving this on the belt and making sure I know that this is on the belt and keeping it there where it needs to be. Hopefully that makes sense to you, because that was something that I've noticed with the time that I had this. I just want to make sure that you guys were aware of. Now, the next downfall is sometimes in summer, I'll wear shorts or I'll wear sweats. I will not be able to carry this gun anymore because you can't put this on sweats or shorts. So it kind of takes this holster and only makes it into something I can wear with a belt, which primarily you probably should only wear with a belt. But there are certain circumstances where if I'm going outside or I'm going somewhere quick or I'm going on a walk with the boys, I don't always put jeans on. Actually, very rarely do I throw jeans on if I'm going to go out walk with the boys and my wife. I will just throw this on the clip of my shorts or my sweats, because I usually make sure I have a really tight waistband on there that I can do that, just so I at least have a gun on me if I'm not putting it on the stroller. That was just something I wanted to point out with the system. You can't use this without a belt as of right now, because I can see the Neomag coming out with something really cool that you can still try to use this with certain other clothing and applications. The more they hear about this and the more they look into it, they're always improving with their products. The things that I've seen with them, always looking into different things. So I can definitely see them coming up with the different applications and connectors and brackets here, opposed to just the belt clip. I'm sure they're going to be coming out with a lot more stuff to work with this. This is just what they started out with, what we have for right now. So look into the future. I'm sure more stuff is going to be coming out with this. So is this something I would recommend and spend my own money on? Yes, I would recommend this, as long as the pros outweigh the cons in what we talked about earlier in the video. I think that this is a very rigid system. I can definitely see a lot of holster companies picking this up and making this a common thing. I can see this honestly being kind of the new normal, like everyone really just always having one of these on their belts, and you as a gun person will look down and be like, I see, you got one of these. So it's going to be kind of a new normal in my mind. I think a lot of people are going to pick this up and really like it. The rigidity is awesome. I love how strong it is. I love how I know that nothing's going to happen with this clip. My holster's always going to stay where it's at, and my gun is going to come out when it needs to. So that to me is a really cool benefit, and I like that. I'm excited to see what the Neomag does in the future with this, because you know, once they start getting people's opinions, people start saying, hey, this is cool, maybe do this, maybe try this, and their wheels are already turning, I'm sure, about different things that they can do with this. So I'm excited to see the different things they come out with this system to make this even better. For somebody that wears a lot of suits or a lot of tucked in clothing or likes to dress up a lot, this is going to be something you're really going to be interested in. If I dressed up a ton, this is the only way I would carry. Something else that I can kind of see a benefit being with the system is undercover detectives that still want to be able to carry a gun, but obviously don't have the giant clips showing. Just something a little bit more low profile that's not noticeable, just in case your sweatshirt comes up or your jacket. The only thing they're going to see is these two little clips. So hopefully this video was helpful for you and be able to give you some more ideas about this, because it's a brand new system. Hopefully this helps you make a better decision if you want to purchase this or if you don't want to purchase this and this is a good system for you or not. You can use code Tactical Advisor, and that will save you 10% off your order if you want to buy your own, or anything else like the Neomag and the Century Strap. You can also buy that. Also have some trays, some EDC trays, and other things on their website you guys can purchase and get that code used as well. But this is a really neat system, and I'm happy and excited to see where it goes from here. I will update you guys on my Instagram and Facebook channels to tell you if anything changes, my thoughts are different, if I'm using it, if anything breaks, or if it's continued to work really well. So if you want to follow me there, you can. If you guys want to help support the channel and the things that I do here, there's a couple ways to do that. Down in the description are some discount codes from companies I trust to help you save some money, along with a link to my website. From there, you can use other links like Brownells, Air Precision, Premier Body Armor, anything you purchase using those links help out the channel a ton. Also, companies that support me is Howitzer and TA Targets. Really love these companies. Howitzer makes some fantastic clothes, and they donate 5% of proceeds to charity. And they have a ton of cool events, one of them being the fact that they give law enforcement all free training once a year because they saw a lack of training in law enforcement. So super cool that they're doing that on their own dime, along with TA Targets just being a fantastic company. That's the only steel that I use in my range, and you can use code at Tactical Advisor as well to save 10% off. So I actually have a video on this gun coming probably next week, if not the week after. This is my patrol rifle that I've been carrying that I just got back from Victor's Legacy that I had built. So happy with how this thing turned out. Actually just went to a competition shoot recently with this and had a lot of fun with it, but that is now going with me everywhere I go at work. So really excited for the future, guys. I appreciate it. SHOT Show's coming around the corner. If you guys are interested in certain things from that, please let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to get coverage for you guys. I'll have more information about that coming soon. Thank you all so much.